Now, my theme is guard against every sort of greed. Jehovah lovingly gave counsel to Jeremiah's secretary, Baruch, to stop seeking great things for himself. Now, what were those great things? Well, we don't know for sure. Perhaps prominence, or material things, or both. But what bad quality was developing in Baruch's heart that Jehovah saw? Greed. And the Insight book defines greed as inordinate or rapacious desire. The dictionary says it's a selfish, excessive desire for more of something such as money than is needed. So in effect, Jehovah was telling Baruch, stop being greedy. And in extended application, Jehovah tells us the same thing.
We're back.
Good morning. Hey. Tomorrow's a rest day.
No, it's not.
Oh, you gotta love the ex-Jehovah Witness community.
Oh my goodness. I want to thank Aram. And I'm sorry if I mispronounced that. I don't know Russian. But he has done a video and he sent me the link. And YouTube's subtitles aren't the best, especially when it comes to Russian. And so it was very difficult, because there was a word thrown in here and there. And so it was very difficult to understand. So, I apologize if I misunderstood. But in watching this with subtitles, he has found a video of the governing body in their little conference room, and in the background, behind Aunt Mo and Jeffrey Jackson, is a painting. And in his video, it appears he contacted an art expert, and they said it was a Johannes or Jan Vermeer painting. It's from a Dutch artist in the 17th century and worth $30 million. So I don't know, like I said, I'm just going on what the subtitles was saying, but we're asking for everybody's help. And, here's a picture of the screenshot. Now, I looked through Jan Vermeer's paintings, and this wasn't in there, but several sites said that several of his paintings are in private collections.
Ooh, private collection. Can't get more private than a Watchtower office, right, guys? Hiding in plain sight.
Yeah. So I gotta ask, is this an original Johannes or Jan Vermeer, or is this a print? Now, when you go to some of the museums, you can get prints, but even their prints are thousands of dollars. So this Aram, I'm going to put the link down below to his video, and it's interesting, that he contacted this art expert and, got the information on this painting. So if you guys want to dig some more, but Mike and I were just talking, it raises a bunch of questions.
That's right.
Because Watchtower knows that we all know about their offshore accounts, their hedge funds, their stocks and bonds in military companies and corporations. So is this a way to hide their money in plain sight?
Yeah. And something else too, when you guys are, trying to find this painting and other paintings from this gentleman, when you can, and he's painted it, look at the floor. A lot of his paintings of the floors are black and white checkerboard. So you've got to ask, is this guy a Freemason? Is that why this is such an appealing painting, the Watchtower? It just raises a lot of questions, but the biggest question it raises is, why does Jehovah need what appears to be a $30 million painting hanging on the wall of a Jehovah Witness governing board office?
Well, the clip that you saw at the beginning.
Greed.
Yeah, it's about greed. Or are they hiding their money, like we've all speculated before, so that they can plead poverty to the courts oh, well, we don't have the money to pay these child abuse victims.
Look on their walls. It's hanging up.
But yet we know this is a way to make a quick buck. All you
Yeah.
have to do is, take this painting down and take it over to Sotheby's auctions, and guess what? Boom, you got $30 million.
You see, this is the problem that it creates for the unawares, indoctrinated Jehovah's Witness. Now, you haven't determined where this was actually coming from, what video or anything. So we're going to try to find that. Hopefully some of you guys can help in locating where this particular screenshot is coming from. But here's the thing. This is why Watchtower can hide stuff like this in plain sight and get away with it to the fully indoctrinated Jehovah's Witness. Because we all know that Watchtower has its own art department. So when a Jehovah's Witness views something like this, it's not going to dawn on them that they just might have a rare portrait hanging on their wall from the 17th century, because the Jehovah's Witness is thinking, oh, look at what our brother painted, and it's hanging up on the walls in Watchtower. Because we all know that they've taken paintings from their literature and hung them up on a wall. But yet here's something that very much could be hiding in plain sight that is perhaps worth millions of dollars. And it's right there in plain sight, and the sleeping Jehovah's Witness is not going to comprehend what they're looking at.
Well, they're not even going to say, oh, wow, that's an interesting painting. They're not even going to notice the paintings.
That's right.
Just like they never even notice the governing body wearing Rolex watches. Now, we've done several videos in the past, and so have many, of the, older generation of YouTubers. We all did the Rolex watches, several years ago. So a lot of you new ones who are newly out and don't realize that, this is hiding in plain sight, because they know the Jehovah's Witnesses aren't even going to notice. They're not going to even, hey, that looks like a Rolex.
And they're not even going to associate that picture with greed either.
No.
They're just not going to do that.
So why would Watchtower headquarters, if they truly believe Armageddon is minutes away, why would they want to invest $30 million into paintings and Rolex watches and designer suits and all of this kind of showy display?
Greed.
When they know Armageddon is coming right away, when that money can be used for more important things like building kingdom halls, like they keep telling the rank and file.
Well, something like this raises another question for me. We all know that during World War II, Hitler and his henchmen were on a quest for some of the most finest artworks in the world. And a lot of those finest artworks disappeared. And over the course of a few decades, some of that artwork has shown up. Is this perhaps, and I say perhaps, one of the missing pieces of artwork?
Don't know.
Don't know, but you got to ask. You've got to ask Jehovah's Witnesses. This is something that you are not trained to do, because you know that the very minute you start asking questions, you've got that elder just squishing you right back down to where you belong.
Yeah. And so, I think of ones like my mother. She's on a fixed income with her Social Security, and she has to go without, just to give Watchtower $20 a month, and then $20 per assembly and district convention. She'll go without the last meal on Sunday at a district convention just to give Watchtower the money she has left. I mean, that is pathetic. And then to see these guys with Rolex watches and driving, town cars and Cadillacs and Mercedes SUVs and Lexus and all of this, and then to see paintings like this. And like I said, even if this is just a print, it's still thousands of dollars.
And they have it hanging up in one of their offices.
Yeah, and how stupid to do a video of their conference room showing this painting when they know all of us are, well, maybe they think we're stupid. Maybe they think we're as stupid as Jehovah's Witnesses.
Well, it just shows that these guys think more of themselves than their viewing audience.
Yeah, exactly. So, like I said, you know, and when you see this, there's like the little nameplate underneath the, you know, painting and a very fancy frame. And people don't go to that kind of expense and work usually just for a print. So, thanks again, Aram. And, like I said, this was a great find. Now, what I did is there's actually a Johannes/Jan Vermeer website, and you can contact them, and they have, you know, all of his paintings. So I contacted them and also asking them, you know, what they think about this painting. And is this one of his lost paintings, or is this by somebody else? You know, so be interesting to hear what they say.
Yeah, and we'll keep you informed if we ever get, you know, contacted back.
Yeah, and if any of you can find out any more information.
Yes, please.
Yeah, please, you know, email me at kimmymbrooks@gmail.com, and we'll try to get this information out to everyone. And like I said, you know, plaster this everywhere, guys, because, you know, is this where their money is going? Because we've said before, where is all this money going that they're getting from these Kingdom Halls?
Well, think about this. As I said earlier, they have their own art department, so if they've repainted this, then doesn't that make that a forgery hanging on the wall? Oh, the Watchtower Bible Tract Society is a forgery. The whole religion of Watchtower is a forgery. So why not hang a forged picture on their wall?
Okay, well, if that's the case, then the little brass plaque that is right underneath the painting on the edge of that frame, why do they have that? You know, if this was painted by someone in their art department, why would they have that little brass plaque? You wouldn't do something like that. I've got lots of, you know, cheap prints around here. I don't have any brass plaque, you know,
That's right.
plaques, you know, naming what it is and stuff.
So it shows the potential value, doesn't it, friends?
Yeah.
It shows the potential value of that painting. So once again, guys, keep digging, keep researching, because the truth is out there.
Yeah, exactly.
And just remember, tomorrow's a rest day.
For those of you who don't know, that is a quote from the show Farscape. One of the last episodes they did, it was about this planet that they worked every day and they partied every night, but they were always told, well, the vegetables they were eating, or turnips, whatever they were eating, kind of made them in La La Land, you know, kind of like Jehovah's Witnesses, La La Land. But they would always say, oh, enjoy tonight because tomorrow's a rest day. Well, then in the morning they'd get up and go to work.
Go right back to work. Don't
you know,
even have a clue.
Yeah, so, you know, that's what we've been saying is, you know,
tomorrow's a rest day.
we work 7 days a week, and it's like, oh, well, you know, we've been so busy today. I'm glad because tomorrow's a rest day.
And it never happens.
Never happens. Never happens. So thank you, everybody, for your emails and comments.
Enjoy researching this.
Yeah, because this is something else that goes right along with the Rolex watches, and it makes you wonder how many other expensive paintings are in this new building now, and is this where the money's going so they can plead poverty? Because what court, you know, is the Australian Royal Commission, you know, redress scheme going to go and do a tour of their headquarters and say, oh, well, we'll take that painting right there in exchange for the money, you know, that you got? And you mentioned, you know, the Nazis and the Jews. It makes me wonder. They were begging for stuff from that litigation, the Swiss litigation bank. Was this part of the fun? I don't know. But it makes you wonder.
Have fun researching. Have fun looking.
Yeah. All of us should be demanding, what is this painting? What's it worth? Are the rank and file paying for this?
That's right.
If I was a rank and file, I would be pissed. I would be pissed. You know, my mom should be really angry.
Really? They're not even crying about the fact Watchtower is selling all their damn kingdom halls.
True.
Oh, because we're growing by leaps and bounds. This is a blessing from Jehovah.
Yes. And thank you so much to all of you who have been sending me links about kingdom halls going up for sale. It's like, oh my goodness. I'm hoping to get all of it done before next weekend so we can do a nail and coffin next weekend.
Next weekend's a rest weekend.
Right. So thank you everybody for everything, and we hope you have a good week.
Bye.
Bye.